bringing in rain, flooding, rock slides to parts to San Diego. People being asked to stay indoors as the strong rain and wind move through.
These aerial images just coming into our newsroom showing flooding already happening in Los Angeles. The county and city receiving a large number of 911 calls.
They say they've already had to rescue people, and they're urging everyone to stay out of the dangerous and flooded roads.
Residents in Southern California now also dealing with a 5.1 magnitude earthquake and several aftershocks. It happened right before 3 this afternoon near Ojai in Ventura County. So far, there are no reports of damage or injuries.
Good evening. I'm Luke Clary.
And I'm Alicia Machado. Thank you for joining us. We are tracking Hilary tonight, the tropical storm just entering Southern California right now.
And parts of California, Nevada, and Arizona could get more than a year's worth of rain in just 48 hours.
We have live team coverage tonight with the ABC 10 crews across the state. Andy Judson live from Palm Springs monitoring flooding conditions. Abby Black from our sister station in San Diego also tracking this storm for us.
And our Jeannie Nguyen is at Sacramento Airport with flight delays and cancellations. But we begin with Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods, who is tracking the storm closely. We've been talking about this for the last few days, and this is it, Monica.
Right. So we're just getting the update right now, and this is the current track and where the position is. It has crossed over the border, as you can see right now, still Tropical Storm Hilary. It's going to continue to lose strength for tonight, but some of the main key points that we need to let you know about. Right now, tropical storm moving its way northward. So it has moved over the border into California. Southern California seeing the worst of it tonight with the flood risk high, seeing multiple areas dealing with those high waters. Also, Northern California, we see that wind shift tonight, as well as rain developing for Monday. So we're just now starting to see some of the accumulated effects in Southern California. Most of the rain band still south of our area. Here's the wide picture right now. A lot of rain moving through the day in San Diego, moving towards Los Angeles. And you can see as we zoom in a little bit closer, almost that significant rain-free area right here as that eye starts to move its way inland here. The outer bands producing a tremendous amount of rain, over 2.5 inches so far for Palm Springs, about 2 inches so far for Lancaster, and Los Angeles, 1.25 inches. Most of the weather alerts that we're looking at right now, tropical storm warning still in effect for Southern California, but the flood warnings are expanding, and they've been steadily expanding throughout the afternoon. Flood watch continues all throughout Nevada, parts of Arizona, and a high wind warning in effect as well. So again, we're going to continue to track the progress of Hilary as it makes its way inland, tracking its way northward as we head throughout tonight and into tomorrow. So we will start to see the main effects overnight tonight through tomorrow. More on that coming up, guys.
A lot to keep an eye on. We'll check back in with you soon. And although Hilary was downgraded to a tropical storm this morning, millions of Americans are expected to be impacted.
ABC's Matt Rivers has been tracking it for us from San Diego.
As Tropical Storm Hilary bears down on Southern California, millions of people in the storm's path are facing potentially catastrophic and life-threatening conditions.
This storm is expected to have significant impacts within the area, which will include flash flooding, coastal flooding, as well as erosion, dangerous rip currents, and high seas.
California now under a state of emergency. Hilary, the first tropical storm to hit the state since 1997.
Our message today is clear. Stay safe, stay home, and stay informed. This is an unprecedented weather event.
Residents have been preparing for the storm.
You know, the world is crazy, and, you just got to plan ahead.
Gathering sandbags and stocking up on supplies.
I really want to make sure that our customers are prepared for prolonged outages. We're hoping we can get to everything and get all customers back on very quickly, but I just want to make sure that the customers are prepared.
Evacuation orders issued for parts of San Bernardino County. Officials telling residents across the entire region to be prepared for more evacuations.
If an officer is knocking on your door, please answer that door, listen intently to their instructions, and follow those instructions. They are there for you and your safety.
Hilary is expected to continue weakening as it moves into Death Valley Sunday evening, dumping as much as 3 to 6 inches of rain on the area.
And we know, according to climate change projections, despite how rare tropical systems like this one are in Southern California, these projections showing that there could be more extreme rainfall from tropical systems like this one in this part of the country by the end of the century. Matt Rivers, ABC News in San Diego.
Now, while the tropical storm is focused on Southern California, the impacts are expected to be felt across most of the southwestern part of the country.
Yeah, and ABC 10's Andy Judson is live right now in Palm Springs. And Andy, you've been there watching this incoming storm now for the last several hours. You're in an area that's expected to be right in Hilary's path as well. Can you tell us what you're seeing right now? It looks like the wind is really starting to pick up.
Yeah, it definitely is, Luke. Let me tell you, we've been here since last night, and we've really started to see the storm come in. We've seen a lot of different rain and weather come. This is the most intense it's been so far. The wind is so strong and the rain is so strong that it really feels like little needles almost hitting you a little bit. And now we're on Vista Chino Road in Palm Springs, and the rain has just been so intense that it's caused a number of road closures, and we're currently under a flash flood warning. It was actually just extended until 7 p.m. tonight. So that gives you an idea of how intense this is. You can see this road is closed. You can see all up there, the police officers on hand. They actually drilled those signs in so they don't fall over. And then this is why we're on the flash flood warning. You can see over here, this is the flooding that's happening. The water is just coming in. It's so strong, it's so fast, and it's going right into the roadway here. This is a perfect example of why we say turn around, don't drown. Your car is not a boat, because this shows all the water that's coming out from the desert into the roadway. And that's basically because it's sand here, it's a desert, so the water doesn't have anywhere else to go. It doesn't soak in like in Northern California. You can see how intense that wind is, right? So that's exactly where we're here, and that's why the flash flood warnings have been continuing to happen. And, you know, we're just experiencing it as it comes. We're kind of in the thick of it right now. We expect to continue to see Hilary hitting. It was a hurricane, now it's turned to tropical storm, but let me tell you, while we're out here, it feels strong no matter what it is. So we'll continue to keep you updated out here in Palm Springs, but for now, I'll send it back to you, Luke and Alicia in the studio.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. A significant rain event for the state. Andy, thank you for that report.
And it's not only in Southern California that's feeling the impacts of this storm.
Yeah, travelers here in our area found themselves stuck with delayed or canceled flights out of Sacramento International Airport.
And that's where we find ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen. She has more on how travelers have been handling some last-minute travel changes. Jeannie.
Alicia and Luke, you know, a majority of the flights out of SMF here that were canceled were headed towards Southern California in regions like LA and San Diego. And some of the people and the travelers that we spoke with say they were pretty surprised to see that their flights were impacted because of a potential hurricane.
Not even available to believe.
It was Chuck Pope's hope to fly back home to Las Vegas today, but Tropical Storm Hilary had other plans. His flight has been canceled twice today.
Absolutely frustrated from the type of weather in Vegas. We haven't had rain in over 200 days.
Because the storm's path would eventually hit Vegas, Pope is not surprised about the canceled flights out of Sacramento. The good news, he figured out a backup plan.
I'm going to rent a car and I'm going to drive.
For many Californians, the potential for a hurricane this weekend was a wild possibility. It was especially shocking for LA resident Robert Ackerman.
That's surprising, not something I really ever expected to hear about.
Knowing that he would be traveling during the height of the storm, Ackerman says he tried to think ahead, but it ended up not even making a difference.
I was, worried that my flight would be canceled. I actually rescheduled it once, but it turned out that the storm accelerated, and what I rescheduled it for is actually a worse time.
While his flight to LA wasn't canceled, it did get delayed, and that's only the first hurdle. Ackerman says the next thing he has to worry about is what to do once he gets back home.
I'm just gonna hunker down and see if there's somewhere I can get some food, and, hopefully it'll be fine.
And because Southern California is a main concern for first responders, a crew from the Lathrop-Manteca Fire District is now in Kern County. The 13-person crew got there yesterday, and the division chief tells ABC 10 they're prepared for anything when needed.
Kern County is really centrally positioned where we can head south, we can head to the west, we can head east.
And as many travelers brace for the storm, many say they're staying positive and hopeful.
So I'm not too worried about anything catastrophic.
Now, many of the flights impacted today were from Southwest Airlines. A spokesperson did tell us that the team is continuing to monitor this storm and they're going to adjust the flight schedule as needed, all while allowing passengers to rebook their flights. Guys, back to you.
Jeannie DeWin reporting live for us from Sacramento International Airport, hoping everyone there is able to make it home safe. And all travel is discouraged right now to and from Southern California. One of the main ways to get there is I-5 over the Grapevine. That area has seen continuous rain in the last few hours. A time-lapse video shows the rain just pouring down there. The area also seeing very strong winds. Again, we want to let you know travel to Southern California is not recommended at this time. And many schools across the San Diego area will be closed tomorrow. San Diego Unified School District postponed the first day of school, and San Diego State has moved to virtual classes for Monday. Classes are expected to resume on Tuesday.
You can get alerts for stories like this one straight to your phone as soon as they happen. Just download the free ABC 10 app on Google Play or the Apple App Store.